very long for some very specific reasons which I'll share in just a few moments. It could come down as soon as tomorrow, so if you're at all interested, you need to watch it right now to the very end while you still have the chance. You see, I've used all the information I'm about to share with you on myself, proven in the real world, and I'm going to reveal the #1 food you most likely eat every day that everyone swears is healthy, but it's secretly forcing your body to store fat and making it nearly impossible to burn. Then I'll reveal why everyone is wasting their time with fat-burning exercises, and I'll tell you what to do instead to give you the lean muscle, shape, and defined body that makes everyone take notice. Now let me tell you, I wasn't always this lean. In fact, for many years, I always felt downright, well, chubby. After I saw my first Bruce Lee movie, I earned my black belt in Taekwondo in record time, and I became obsessed with getting six-pack abs. I spent the next 10 years, yes, over a decade, trying and failing to lose weight and get a lean, sexy body. I tried everything. I read all the popular diet books, followed all the plans, exercised every day, and nothing worked for me. Maybe you ran into the same problem? It seemed like the harder I worked, the more I was let down. In fact, I failed so many times, I just became convinced I was simply cursed with bad genetics, and I never would get the body that I wanted. I used to think it wasn't possible for normal people like you and I to get the lean Hollywood body that everyone wants. Have you ever felt that way? Well, here's the good news. It's not your fault. That's how the greedy diet industry stays in business. They rely on us trying and failing when we use their diet books, their fat-burning pills, their meal replacement shakes, bars, and all that other junk, because they know that after we fail, we'll come right back for more. Buy another program, another book, another magazine, or try another pill, all hoping it'll work, but only wasting our hard-earned money and stuffing those greedy fat cats' pockets. See, I tried absolutely everything. Low-fat, low-carb, even combination diets. Went to the gym 6 days a week. I tried preparing, cooking, and eating up to 6 tiny meals every single day. All that ever did was leave me hungry. I choked down all the bland, tasteless health foods everyone told me to eat, and at one point I was even running 3 to 5 miles multiple times a week, and none of it worked. Sure, I'd lose a few pounds at first, but I could never keep the weight off, and trying to follow all the popular diet and fitness advice felt like torture. Then, after years of failing at everything I tried, one day, I stumbled on a unique method of weight loss I had never heard about. In fact, according to popular diet advice, there was no way it could possibly work, but it did. And after researching some more, I found multiple clinical studies proving why it worked even better than I could have possibly thought. First, I finally saw my abs for the first time in my life. And over the past 3 years, I've been testing and fine-tuning this method on myself and my closest friends. I discovered what really works when it comes to losing fat in the real world for people like us with average genetics. And now I'd like to share with you my 5 forbidden commandments to lose stomach fat. Forbidden commandment number 1, thou shalt not eat healthy food. Okay, this is going to be shocking to you because when I first discovered it after making the same mistake for over 23 years of my life, I was shocked myself. But it works like crazy. You see, this is a picture of Mark Haub, a professor of human nutrition at Kansas State University, who went on a 10-week diet eating nothing but junk food. This picture is from an article that CNN wrote about him. In this interview with CNN, he reported he ate almost nothing but Twinkies, Nutty Bars, and powdered donuts. And at the end of 10 weeks, he lost a remarkable 27 pounds. How did he do it? It's simple, really. Even though he was eating very nutritionally bad food, he ate much less in total calories over the 10 weeks. See, CNN reported he only ate less than 1,800 calories a day when he normally consumed about 2,600 calories daily. What surprised researchers the most, though, was Professor Haub actually saw his health improve, even though he was eating junk food. His bad cholesterol, or LDL, dropped 20%, and his good cholesterol, or HDL, increased by 20%. He reduced the level of triglycerides, which are a form of fat, by 39%. So the first most important thing you must realize are these 2 truths. First, the total amount of food you eat, not each day, but over time, is most important for weight loss. And second, losing your excess weight as quickly as possible, no matter how bad the food you eat, is the most important thing you can do for your health right now. In fact, the results of a large ongoing health survey interviewing more than 3.5 million American adults every year from 1993 to 2008 shocked researchers. You see, Dr. Erica Lubetkin of the City University of New York and her colleague from Columbia University published her conclusion in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine saying, Because of the marked increase in the proportion of obese people, obesity has become an equal, if not greater, contributor to the burden of disease than smoking. This mainstream study confirmed being overweight can be as harmful to your health as smoking a pack a day. So it only makes sense. The quicker you lose the weight, the healthier you'll be. Now, does that mean you should eat junk food to lose weight? The answer is a resounding no. Even Professor Haub cautioned people not to replicate his junk food diet experiment because he was only trying to prove the point that total calories over time is what matters most. Plus, the effects of such a poor diet packed with sugar long term can greatly increase your other health risks such as high blood sugar and diabetes. So I don't recommend that at all. But here's the main thing you must understand when it comes to making smarter food choices. And this is great. The average glazed donut packs a whopping 200 calories. And it's super easy to eat a half dozen of these little monsters in one sitting and still be starving an hour later. That's 1,200 calories down the hatch at once. And an hour later, you're still going to want to eat whatever you can get your hands on. Compare that to a 6-ounce chicken breast, on the other hand, which is about the size of your closed fist. It has the same amount of calories, 200. But could you imagine trying to eat 6 chicken breasts in one sitting? Of course not. You'd be stuffed after just one big chicken breast. And you have to sit down 6 more times that day and choke down a chicken breast the size of your fist just to hit the same 1,200 calories 6 little glazed donuts packs on you. Oh, and just so you know, you'd have to eat over a pound of broccoli to even touch 200 calories. Maybe that's why our mothers were right when they told us to eat our vegetables. But that is the power of smarter food choices. You can eat more good foods, never feel deprived, and still lose weight quite rapidly. And don't think eating healthy means you're going to be a prisoner to boring, tasteless foods day after miserable day. In fact, you may be surprised to learn that many of the high-fat, delicious foods you love are extremely healthy for you and what I would consider fat-burning foods. Let me explain, because there's a lot of confusion about this. If you pick up any fitness or health magazine or listen to any dietitian, they'll tell you that certain foods are quote-unquote healthy. But it's these same exact foods that are causing you to gain weight right now. For example, the biggest mistake everyone makes, and that makes it almost impossible to lose fat, is eating whole grains. Yeah, for real. Here's why. Our bodies are simply not made to process these grains and other agricultural products such as corn, whole wheat breads, white bread, cereals, low-fat muffins, and other supposedly healthy foods like this. So instead of your body easily digesting them and using them to fuel your brain, muscles, and organs, they actually cause huge insulin spikes in your body and send the signal to store those calories as fat. Now, I'm not recommending a low-carb diet plan here. Not at all. Just if you think about it, it's logical too. Humans have been around for probably millions of years, and we always ate a hunter-gatherer type diet. Anything we could hunt, like meat, or gather, like nuts or vegetables, was pretty much what we ate. And agriculture, grains, and other foods like this are a recent invention. They've only been around a couple hundred, maybe thousands of years. So it makes sense that our bodies aren't yet adapted to eat these types of foods. In fact, if you just eliminate the whole grains in your diet and instead replace them with the delicious foods you were designed to eat, which I'll share with you in just a few moments, you could lose 10 pounds almost immediately. Most people do. Even better, the universe